Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more If My Heart Had Wings. So, last time we left off, we did get some actually very good test flights in with Kotori behind the stick. I think that was really our big thing that happened. I don't necessarily think there was like much else to consider, but anyway, we're just gonna jump right back into the game. Also, I did turn voices on. After explaining the situation to everybody, Kotori bowed her head deeply. Because I had already told everyone about the balloon incident and that Kotori kept flying the glider a secret from her parents and Hibari-san, nobody was surprised. Oh, yeah, that's right. So basically the way that she got her legs injured, she was in this air balloon accident and it paralyzed her. So basically her sister found out that she was the one piloting this glider and slapped her. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, don't get me wrong, I get it's traumatizing for the family as well, but she's the one who was in the fucking accident and was paralyzed by it. I think if I saw my sibling or child then go and pilot a fucking flying vehicle after such a traumatic event, I'd be in full support of it. But whatever.
それはいいんだけどさ、あんたは続けられるの？そのつもり、少なくともこの夏が終わるまではね。どういうことですか？ひばり姉にお願いしたの。夏休みが終わったら自分で話すから、それまでお父さんたちには黙っててって。
Although Hibari-san didn't agree with it, in the end she granted Kotori's request. She always holds her little sister dear to her.
お父さんたちがグライダーのこと知ったら反対すると思う。それだけじゃないわ。きっと無理にでも家に連れ戻されちゃう。そんな。だからお父さんたちがダメって言うなら、私はこの夏で部活を引退するつもり。引退って。待ってよ。ごめん、アゲハ。
Ageha bit her tongue as Kotori apologized. She knew that persisting would only bother Kotori.
ソアリング部に席を置いていても飛びさえしなければいいんじゃないの？
Kotori shook her head.
多分関わることも許してくれないと思う。それにもう信じてはくれないだろうし。
We won't actually know how her father will react until it actually happens, but she did keep it a secret. It would be naive to think her parents would believe her again after that.
それにみんなのおかげで私はもう空を飛ぶ気持ちよさを知っちゃったから、二度と飛べないって分かってるのにグライダーの近くに居続けるなんて多分無理。みんな自分でまいた種だからしょうがないわ。自己責任ってやつね。
As Asa-chan looked downhearted, even Yoru-chan seemed like she couldn't come to terms with it.
じゃあ私も引退かな。
Wait a minute, what are you talking about?
だってさ、私は楽しいからやってるわけ。小鳥がいないならもうやんぴ。
Ageha said and folded her arms behind her head, looking bored. You'll quit?
バカなこと言わないでよ。せっかくここまでやってきたんじゃない。あまねちゃん飛ばすためにみんなでグライダーを修理して、ガレージ壊されちゃった後も朝たちのおかげでこんな立派な活動場所を見つけて、やっと機体の改良ができてまた飛べるようになって。だからでしょ、私はグライダーでも何でもよかったの。ロボット部の方が楽しけりゃあっち続けてたと思う。でも葵や小鳥やあまね先輩とものづくりする方が面白いから私はこっちを選んだの。小鳥、あんたと何かするのが楽しかったの。そのあんたがいなくなっちゃうんじゃん。アゲハ。
Kotori stared at Ageha with happiness, but also frustration. I think the same.
葵くんまで。
It's not that I wanted to fly a glider. Well, it is really fun and I like it a lot, but What I'm enjoying the most is flying with all my friends. If I only wanted to fly, I could have just gone to the gliding field this whole year and kept flying until I was sick of it. It was really fun, and I'd like to continue doing it. But what I truly wanted wasn't flying. If we can't do it together...
朝のことはどうすんのよ。
Asa-chan looked like she was about to cry.
いえ、私はいいんです。終わってしまうの
We're
は
all basically just sitting here like, yeah, we'll just leave
皆さんの
Asa-chan.
熱い友情も素敵ですし、それに私だって同じです。空を飛んでみたいからソアリング部に入ったんじゃありません。皆さんの仲間に入りたくてソアリング部に入ったんです。朝、無理しちゃって。無理してないもん。本当だもん。まあそうよね。ただ飛びたいだけならおじいちゃんにお願いすれば一発だものね。
Nepo
って
babies.
ことで、あんたが引退するならソアリング部は即時解散ね。ダメよ、そんなの。責任感じちゃうじゃない。
This is totally not guilt tripping
感じれば
at
いいんじゃ
all.
ないかしら。実際あるわけだし。
Isn't it fine for you to feel like that? It's the truth after all. Ah, Yoru-chan, blunt as ever. You're the club president to begin with.
あんたらって話をまとめるわよ。夏が終わるまでは今まで通り全力でモーニンググローリーを目指す。その後は知らん。ある意味今までと何も変わってないわね。頑張りましょうね、小鳥先輩。
I guess hardships can bring people closer. It appears everyone felt the same.
葵、ついでにあの話もしとく？
Ah, that's right. It's about the real thing. That is, when the morning glory appears. We thought that you should be the main pilot for that, Kotori. Asa-chan clasped her hands, and Kotori made a troubled face as she listened to me in puzzlement. You've got the skills to be a pilot. You don't have enough experience, but I can make up for it.
でも、葵くんだって自分で飛びたいんじゃ。
I can't say I don't, but even if someone else is piloting, it's fine by me as long as we make it above those clouds.
アゲハたちはそれでいいの？私はほら、別に飛びたいわけじゃないから。他に乗りたい人がいるなら、譲るのはやぶさかじゃないってところね。私は先輩たちがそれでいいならいいです。私はただの部外者です。みんなありがとう。私のために。
Kotori looked like she was almost moved to tears.
ああ、一つ訂正しとくけど、別にあんたのためじゃないからね。私は私のためにやってるの。
Same here. Damn.
私もです。
I feel like Oz is just kind of like jumping on the bandwagon.
Me too.
Kotori didn't know how to react and had a complex expression. The mismatch between her bewildered face and overflowing tears is slightly amusing.
だから遠慮なんかするなってこと。
You can fly if you want to. Kotori smiled cheerfully while tears started spilling from her eyes again. I'm back. There was a note on the dining hall table. I'm going home for a bit, Kanako.
今日はカナいないんだ。
Seems so.
朝も夜もいないし、二人っきりね。
Seems so. Today was Asa-chan and Yoru-chan's turn for watch duty, so they were going to spend the night at the secret base. They said they'll eat over there and had bought snacks at a convenience store. It felt like they were having a trip. Even though we were conscious that we were all alone, we were acting as if this weren't the case.
汗かいちゃったから顔洗ってくる。
Kotori left the dining hall. I guess I'll get changed too. For some reason, I got bothered by the sweaty smell too, so I went to my room and got changed.
いい？呼ぶまで絶対入ってきちゃダメよ。
Are you sure you'll be alright?
大丈夫だってば。ハト、 葵くんが入ってこないよう見張ってて。もし入ってきたら遠慮なく攻撃していいからね。
Hat threateningly flapped his wings. Couldn't be helped, so I left the kitchen. It seems like Kotori will be making dinner tonight. Since she doesn't want me to see how she cooks, she kicked me out of the kitchen. Will she really be alright? Won't she cut herself with a knife or burn herself by the stove? I got anxious and tried to peek through a gap in the door, but Hat was standing guard in front of the dining hall like a loyal watchdog. It's not that I couldn't break through, but that would certainly make Kotori angry. Tonight, I'd rather avoid the situation where she wouldn't talk to me the whole night or something. I'm worried. If I could only see her, I probably wouldn't be that concerned. Since I couldn't see anything, I got unnecessarily anxious. I strained my ears to hear what was happening. When I thought about it, something suddenly occurred to me. If Kotori's father knew about the glider, he'd probably feel like this. He probably doesn't know much about gliders or any details about the Soaring Club's activities. He only knows that we're flying, nothing else. If he knew his daughter was doing something dangerous, he would surely end up worrying excessively. Hibari-san might have only granted Kotori's wish to wait until the end of summer because she comes here every day and knows us well. The phone in the hall was ringing. I rarely used it when I had a cell phone, but it was ringing now. Hat put himself on guard when he saw me, but I walked beside him and went to the entry hall. Who could it be? Kaneko-san? Hello, Flying Fish Manor. I heard a man's voice. Speaking. May I ask who's calling? My mind instantly went blank. Good evening. As for her, right now she's... A little flustered, her father corrected me. Huh? Then why might she be calling? Speak with me? What could he want to talk to me about? Did Hibari-san tell him about the glider and he was mad at me for keeping it from him? Or does he want to tell me that he's going to take Kotori back home? I braced myself and listened to what Kotori's father had to say. Huh? Gratitude. Hearing Hibari-san's name startled me a little, but I immediately realized there was nothing to worry about. Otherwise, there'd be no way he'd say anything about gratitude. Huh? No, I didn't really... You called me specifically to tell me this? No, not at all. I'm happy I could help, even if only a little. I didn't know what to say, so I just went with a diplomatic reply. He sounded to be about the same age as my own father. Kotori-san, was happy too. She was very happy when she was telling us how she spent time at home. He replied with a surprised and deeply moved tone. It seems that such a trivial things made him really happy. I can't tell him that she was the most excited about the pandas. Yeah. It wasn't a lie. She was also very happy when she was talking about spending time with her parents. So he'd spoken with the homeroom teacher too? In hindsight, it's only natural, but I haven't thought about it until now. He said bitterly. It had been worrying indeed. Just imagining how her father must have felt made my heart ache. Yeah, when I started working here, she didn't get along with the other boarders, but now she's opened up to them and they're on good terms now. I said this as cheerfully as I could. I wanted to ease his worries, if only a little.
尽力くださったと伺っています。
Well, it wasn't just me. Meeting Amani-senpai and Geha and coming across the glider all had a huge impact. It's not that I did anything special, but I didn't tell him that. Should I go get Kotori-san? Since you called, you could talk.
いえ、いいんです。
He refused, clearly.
あの子はまだ私たちを許してはくれていません。
His voice, that had become slightly brighter, got gloomy again.
あの子は隠していますが、私たちも気がついています。あの子は本当は工学になんて興味がなかったのに。
Kotori had lied when she said she was interested in engineering and went to Keifu Academy. Her parents believed her then, but soon realized it was a lie once they heard about her grades. At the same time, that lie revealed another hidden desire. My mom and dad always looked sad. It was like my life had ended. That continued for so long I couldn't take it anymore, so I decided to leave the house. Those bitter thoughts had been revealed to her parents too. That was the reason Kotori's father didn't see her up until recently on her trip back home.
あの子に嘘をつかせた責任は私たちにあります。
A deflated voice came out of the receiver. It was obvious that he'd been living with this regret over the past few
あ
years.
の子が家を出て行ってから我が家はまるで火が消えたようでした。けれどそんな家族がまた一つになれるかもしれない。先日小鳥が帰ってきてくれた時は家内も喜んでまるで昔に戻ったみたいでした。あの子がそちらへ戻った後家内と話していたんです。もしあの事故がなければ
Ooh, and there's your mistake,
毎
buddy.
日あんな風に過ごせていたんだろうって。
If only that accident hadn't happened, I'm sure every day would have been like that. That's I feel like it's kind of that exact thinking. That's why she didn't want to go back is the problem. Right? Yeah.
ですがまた一緒に暮らせるようになるかもしれない。これもみんな水瀬さんのおかげです。
I sensed a tinge of bitterness in his voice as he said his thanks. That told me how hard it is on him. I think Kozuri-san changed because she herself wanted to. I and everyone else simply got close to her as friends. It wasn't because of her legs. You help friends in need, that's all. I think anyone would change a little from the influence of their friends. I wasn't sure if I conveyed that right, but her father thanked me once again.
娘のことをよろしくお願いします。
And with those words, he hung up. I put the receiver away with a sigh. If he'd only known about the glider, there was no way he would have thanked me like this. However, I didn't think I could tell him that. I didn't know what to do. It left me with a hazy feeling squeezing my chest.
電話してたの？
Huh? Yeah. Before I noticed, Kotori was behind me.
誰から？
The gardener. I thought I'd get him to do some trimming soon.
そう。ハットがあっちこっち続き回って荒れちゃってるものね。
I lied right away. Is dinner ready? I'm getting a little hungry.
できたわ。
Dinner was lined up at the dining hall table. Croquets? That's my favorite food.
お口に合うといいけど。
A mountain of croquets was piled up on a large plate. All of them were fried to a neat, light brown color, though a few cracked and lost their shape. I quickly took my seat. Can I eat?
いいよ。
Thanks for the food. As soon as I said this, I dug into the steaming hot croquets. Oh, these are so great! Some are a bit different, though.
そっちは肉じゃがコロッケよ。こっちのが普通のコロッケね。
Croquets with meat and potatoes? Oh, I've never eaten those before. Kotori was happily watching me as I greedily was munching on her cooking. When did you learn to cook those?
そのコロッケはね、お母さんの得意料理なの。
Ah, so that means... Kotori nodded. She promised me some time ago that she would make something when she learns how to cook from her mom at home.
ごめんね、遅くなっちゃって。なかなかいいタイミングがなくて。
Croquets do take a long time to make. Since our club activities kept us busy every day, she didn't have enough time. So this is what your mom's cooking tastes like.
お姉ちゃんもまだ教えてもらってない秘伝の味よ。
The coating was crispy and the filling was delectably soft. A few of them were a bit misshapen, but they were undoubtedly delicious. Munch munch choo choo. These go well with rice. Seconds. I lifted up my rice bowl like a kid, and Kotsuri happily moved her wheelchair to get more.
どんどん食べてね。全部食べちゃってもいいから。
I'd like to do that because they were so good, but there was just too many of them. The large plate had 2 regular plates worth of croquets piled up on a pyramid. I ate as many of Kotsuri's croquets as my stomach would allow. Well, ain't that just the sweetest thing? Phew, I'm full. After eating more than enough, I threw myself onto my bed. Thanks for the food. I'm completely satisfied.
喜んでもらえてよかった。
Praising her cooking made Kotsuri really happy. Hold on a minute, okay? I'll be fine in a bit. I laid on my bed until my stomach settled a little. Meanwhile, Kotsuri had been stealing glances at the bicycle standing in the corner of my room like it was a decoration.
ちゃんと手入れしてあるのね。
Yeah, it's sort of a habit. Can't sleep if I don't do it, even though I don't ride anymore.
乗らないの？
I want to, but I can't. As I answered, Kotsuri looked at my right knee.
全然平気そうに見えるけど、そんなことないんだ。
I could probably ride around a little, but there's no way I could race. Half-baked riding is no fun. Or rather, I'd probably want to go faster, eventually cross my limit, and hurt my knee again.
葵くんがこの自転車で走ってるとこ見てみたかったな。きっと超かっこよかったと思うの。
I can show you. I got up and rummaged around my desk drawer. I pulled out an album from it. My friends from the bicycling club made an album for me when I changed schools. It was filled with pictures from our club activities, various race results, etc.
素敵なお友達がたくさんいたのね。
When I got it, I thought it was a new way to torment me. I laughed as I said this, and Kotsuri looked at me in puzzlement. You know, they give something like this to me when I was transferring to run away from bicycles. After I got it, I shoved it to the bottommost drawer for 1 year and forgot about its existence.
今は見られるようになったってこと？
I guess. All thanks to the glider and making new friends, I suppose. Now I appreciate their thoughtfulness. I don't have any bad memories from back then after all.
あ、葵くんだ。若い。
I look like a brat there. It was a photo from first grade. When I look at it now, I appear really childish.
かわいい。いいなこの葵くん。なでなでしたい。
Saying a guy's cute isn't exactly a compliment, you know. I said with a stern expression, but Kotsuri laughed at it as if she was saying that's also cute.
自転車のユニフォーム姿の葵くんもかっこいいな。ねえ、これってすごくスピード出るんでしょ？どのくらい速いの？
Let's see. If I pedal with all my strength, I could probably overtake a car driving the speed limit.
車より速いの？
There's no way I could keep that speed up for long, though. But during the sprint, right before the goal, when I'm driving, using up my legs to the fullest, I can go pretty fast.
足を使い切る？
Basically using up all remaining energy.
へえ。うわ、これすごいね。坂を登ってる。
It's a hill climb. It's extremely tiresome.
みたいね。すんごい顔してる。
But you know, when you finish climbing the hill after struggling so much, there's a reward waiting for you. A reward called downhill.
ダウンヒル？
This time you're descending down the hill. You can go really fast. It feels absolutely great.
サーマルに乗って空の上まで上がった後、遠くまで滑空していくような感じかな。
I don't know if it's similar, but it's not quite that. The sense of speed's much more overwhelming on a bicycle. Driving across the ground brings the sensation of speed to a whole new level. It feels great to glide hundreds of meters high in the sky, but it's a completely different thing.
自転車か。
You're involved in the volleyball club, right?
最初スパイカーだったんだけど、セッターやれる子がいなくて途中で転校したの。私割と器用だったからどこでもこなせたし。
Wow. Do you have an album or something? Kotsuri flashed an awkward smile.
全部捨てちゃった。
Sorry I brought it up.
今このアルバム見ててちょっと後悔してる。嫌な思い出ってわけじゃないんだから取っとけばよかったって。
I would love to see you from back then. I bet you were really cute.
まあね。
She nodded quickly. No modesty, huh?
ご近所で評判だったらしいから美人姉妹って。どっちかっていうとお姉ちゃんの方がすごいモテモテだったけど、隣町からラブレターが届くなんてこともしょっちゅうだったし。
I can see that happening. I muttered what I honestly thought, and Kozuri glared at me. But weren't you quite popular too? My heart throbbed a little as I asked.
まあね。
Kozuri answered, slightly embarrassed.
でもあの頃は男の子のこととか全然興味なくてお付き合いとかしたことなかったの。
I just realized he has a fucking kitchen in his room. He's got a whole apartment. This is like an entire apartment right here.
だから初めて好きになった男の子は葵くんよ。
She said a little shyly while smiling pleasantly. I was extremely happy, but... By the way, about calling me out then. It's been like this ever since we started going out. Shouldn't you start addressing me without honorifics already?
そうかも。
Then call me without them now.
でもいきなりは難しいよ。
Why? You just stop adding kun, that's all. Go ahead, try it.
葵くん。
Hey.
だってなんか発音のバランスに問題があっていきなり導入するのは難しいのよ。
Well, fine.
あ、すねた。ごめん、ちゃんと呼べるようになるから。
Make sure to do that.
約束する。
And then Kotori resumed flipping through the album. Aside from the photos, things like my race results were also in there. She probably didn't fully understand them, but she viewed them enthusiastically nevertheless. Hey. The accident that you got into was a balloon crash, right? Kotori raised her head. Aren't you afraid to fly in a glider?
全然。
She answered right away. When Hibari-san saw Kotori getting out of the glider, she turned really pale. She turned really pale. It seems that it must have been a rather serious accident. However, Kotori wasn't scared at all, even during the spin recovery training.
私小さい頃から空に憧れてて、それで旅行先で熱気球に乗れるって知ってわがまま言って乗せてもらったの。そしたら事故に遭っちゃったんだけど、でもあんな風に空を飛んだのは初めてだったからすごく楽しかった。あの時気球から見た景色は今でも忘れてない。
So that part's a good memory, right? I could tell her response was completely honest. I had an accident during the downhill. The cyclist in front of me fell, and I got caught along with him.
そうなんだ。
But I certainly still remember how good the downhill feels. The race where I was able to get on the winner's podium is a good memory even now.
それアゲハが見られなくて悔しがってたやつね。私も見たかったな。
Until then, I was fine with just riding. I didn't really care about the results. Getting on the winner's podium, being congratulated by my coach and senpais, making Anchan so happy, that first success had really encouraged me. I got too enthusiastic. When I started the downhill, which was my forte, I got into the accident. When people are too greedy, nothing good ever comes of them. I wasn't sure if Kotori understood that.
もしまた自転車に乗られるなら乗りたい？
Yeah, I would love to, of course. But I have the glider now. I wouldn't give it up. She seemed a little relieved to hear me say that. When I was rehabilitating, the doctor told me that if I underwent surgery, I might be able to return to racing.
そうなの？
But it sounded like a rather large-scale surgery, and it would take a lot of time and money, and whether I'd get healed or not would take a gamble. I didn't have enough determination, so I declined. I was told the chances for recovery were 50-50. Now I understand why I didn't have the resolve back then. I think I was scared. I was told that if it failed, my knee wouldn't have any possibility of being healed anymore. I wanted to think I still had that chance to recover. And It's rather uncool for me to say this, but if I didn't have that chance to cling to it, I probably would have gotten completely depressed.
今からでも受けられないの？
I'm not sure. I'd have to ask a doctor.
受けられればいいのに。
Why?
だってほら、夏が終わったらソアリング部が
Ah, the disbandment.
なんか納得いかないけど。
That's right. In that case, I guess trying the surgery might be a good idea. Wait, our school doesn't have a bicycle club, though. Instead of doing that, making a club that wouldn't worry Kotori's family seemed like a more interesting option.
そうしましょう。それでまた自転車の後ろに乗せてちょうだい。
Kotori was talking as if it had already been decided. But if it's just that, I could do that even without a surgery.
このアルバム借りてていい？
Sure, but what for?
見るの網膜に焼き付くくらい。
She put it in a kinda scary way. However, I could tell that she wasn't exaggerating as she was turning the album's pages with a serious expression. I was tidying up the kitchen after dinner. Kotori was at the table, persistently looking through my album. Aren't you bored?
全然。
She answered without lifting her head. She looked like an archaeologist trying to decipher an ancient text.
このゴツゴツした感じの男の子が葵くんの一番のお友達だったのかしら。さっきからやたら登場して葵くんにベタベタしてる。
Ah, Takanaka?
竹中？ゴツゴツは竹中。
She repeated it as if to memorize it.
みんな仲良さそう。
Well, yeah, I still keep in touch with him even now. He even asked me to meet up this summer since it's been a while. I was too busy, so I turned him down, though.
竹中とは今でも仲良しと。
Oh, yeah. Is it alright if I take a picture later?
いいけど、どうして？
To send to him. He just won't stop pestering me about it. When I bragged to him about getting a girlfriend, after a violent storm of jealousy, he started badgering me to show him a picture of her.
それはいい考えね。葵くんにはもうちゃんとした彼女がいることをしっかりアピールしとかないと。
She murmured while looking at a picture of me and Takanaka with our arms over each other's shoulders. Just what is she imagining? Who knows? Alright, dishes are done. It's easy when it's just two people. If it were always like this, my job as a dorm mother would be trivial. Well then, I guess I'll take a bath now. How about you? Want to go first? Kotori suddenly was at a loss for words and her cheeks became red.
湯船に浸かりたいな。
Yeah, you want to use it together. She peeked at my face with upturned eyes.
でも、
Oh, I missed
一
it.
人じゃ。
Eh?
また溺れちゃうといけないし。
Glance, glance. Then, how about I come in with you?
そうしてもらえるとありがたいわ。
Smooth. She said in a slightly prickly tone and closed the album. Let's go, bath scene.
いいお湯。
She muttered happily as she sat on my lap. Kotori-san, couldn't we change the position a little?
ダメ。
She replied clearly.
だってこんなチャンスめったにないのよ。私はね、ずーっと葵くんとこうしてみたかったの。
You've always thought of doing this?
そうよ。
After replying clearly once again, she giggled happily. Well, it's not that I dislike it or anything. In fact, I'd say I'm really happy, but the towel's in the way.
何か言った？
Owie, 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 you dirty dog. No, nothing.
いい湯加減だわ。すっごい贅沢な気分。
Kotori was satisfied with the water temperature. Her skin was dyed slightly pink. And as I saw that, I got turned on. I rubbed the tip of my nose against the back of her neck.
いやもうくすぐったいよ。
As I did that, I embraced Kotori's body from behind. Your skin is so smooth.
なんかいやらしい。
You're telling me to not be dirty in a situation like this? Kotori nodded cruelly.
今はスーパーイチャイチャタイムの真っ最中なの。エッチなのは禁止よ、禁止。
That's right, Kotori, put down those barriers, baby. This is lovey-dovey time. Couldn't you at least take off the towel? She glared back at me. We haven't done that since our very first night. Every day we've been so busy, and there was always someone else at the dorm. And that's why I can't be blamed for my expectations. I was sure Kotari invited me to the bath expecting the same thing. It seems like I was wrong.
なんかあからさまにがっかりしてない？
That's not true. I'm so happy to be taking a bath with you. Kotari took my arm and pulled it, twining it around her body.
男の子はみんな野獣だって言うけど、私、葵くんだけは違うって信じてるの。
She expects too much from me. Listen, Kotari, all males have an instinct that girls don't have.
葵くん、信じてるよ。
When she says it like this, I couldn't call myself her boyfriend if I betrayed her expectations. I tried to direct the blood that had gathered in my lower half somewhere else. Talking about serious topics would do the trick. What do you think about the political situation nowadays? After the last change of government, the political world's been constantly in turmoil.
興味ない。
I see. Yeah, Aoi, good one. Let's talk about politics while we're trying to have lovey-dovey time in the bath. I wasn't interested in it either, but thanks to that uninteresting topic, it seems the blood flow had gone back to normal a little. I placed a hand on Kotari's leg. You still don't like him being touched? During our first night, Kotari didn't like to be touched on the legs.
嫌じゃないよ。あの時、葵くん言ってくれたから、足のことも全部ひっくるめて、私のこと好きなんだって。
She remembered. Yeah, that's right.
じゃあ、もし足がこんなじゃなかったら、好きじゃなかった？
Of course not. There's no way I wouldn't fall in love with such a super cute girl. But I'm not sure you would have had thoughts of me.
そんなの好きになってたに決まってるわ。ただ、葵くんの素敵さに気づくのが今よりちょっと遅れてた可能性はあるかもしれない。
Kotari thought for a moment with a serious expression.
私って美少女だし、勉強もスポーツもできるから、もし足がこんな風になってなかったら、謙虚な気持ちで生きられなかったと思うの。葵くんは知らないでしょうけど、私って
I think
結構図に乗りやすい性格なの。
I think we're very well aware of that fact, actually. Excuse me. There she goes saying strange things again. Oh, I do know how easily you get carried away. Exactly. I'm sure everyone else probably knew that too. To begin with, you wouldn't have come to Keifu Academy. Then we wouldn't have met. Kotari nodded.
事故にあっていろんなものを失ったけど、そう考えると手に入れたものもたくさんあるのね。
Saying this earnestly, Kotari firmly grasped my hand under the hot water.
この間のフライトの時、私に言ったことを覚えてる？
What was that?
空を飛んでる時の私が本当の私に思えるってやつ。
Ah, that.
あれからね、私そのことを考えてたの。それはどうして私が飛びたいのかってのと同じ疑問で、答えはまだよくわからないんだけど、でも空を飛んでる時だけは私は自由なの。この足が動かないなんて関係ない。自由になれるの。
Free. As I heard that word from Kotari's lips, I felt that it was something very important to her. Kotari's overflowing with energy. She's so lively that you wouldn't think her legs are disabled. Sometimes I got the feeling that her wheelchair is binding that energy and holding her back. In these moments, Kotari always seemed very frustrated. She wanted to move around more freely. Kotari can only break free from those shackles when she's in the sky.
自由っていうのは私がなくしちゃったものの一つだけど、他にもたくさんそういうものがあるのね。
Like what?
普通の人にとっては当たり前のことよ。友達と遊ぶことや彼氏と恋愛することや、それこそ葵くんと出会った頃なんてどん底だったから。この私が学校が嫌いだって言ってたのよ。信じられる？
If I were to hear this from you now, I wouldn't believe it. Kotari nodded in agreement. She placed her hand on top of mine that was resting on her leg. So you can't feel anything at all?
この辺りから。
Saying that, she brought my hand to the base of her thigh.
さっき葵くん、手術の話してたけど、実は私もね、同じようなことを言われたの。
Oh? Really?
お医者さんから、もしかすると治る可能性があるかもって、すごく難しい手術で、日本じゃできないって言われた。
Can't be done in Japan. If it's not going to be done in Japan, it's probably going to be have to done in like Korea, I'd imagine. I feel like that's what I hear about a lot. That, you know, oh, if it can't be done here, it's got to be done in Korea because they're like, I'm pretty sure leaders when it comes to like the medical field.
お父さんが探し回ってくれたけど、結局見つからなくて。
Would you be able to walk again if you had that surgery?
どうなんだろう。もし手術が成功したとしても、完全には回復しないって言ってた。その上、成功率は万に一つなんだって。なんかもう絶望的な数字よね。
I see.
期待させちゃった。ごめんね。それでもいいの。治るかもしれない希望があるだけで全然違うもの。まだ私は終わってないって思えるから。でも本当はもうダメなんだって分かってて、どん底気分で絶望して全部諦めかけてた。
After she said that casually, she giggled and stroked my arm.
そこへ葵くんが現れたってわけ。
Kotori. Suddenly, my feelings for Kotori exploded and I embraced her with all my might. I love you, Kotori. I'm so glad that I met you.
私も大好きよ、葵。
Kotori smiled softly and embraced my arm that was hugging her. Oh, it's no good after all.
どうしたの？
I love you so much I can't hold back anymore.
はいこら
No, I have to censor all this. Oh. It's fine if I don't take off the towel, right?
せっかくいい雰囲気だったのに、そこは感動してそういう気分が引っ込むところでしょ。
Hey, I endured for this long. You should be praising my willpower. I defiantly reached out my hand and started stroking her gently.
そういうことは寝るときにベッドに入ってからね。
Nope, now's just fine.
子供みたい。
I started rubbing Kotori's breast through the towel.
やってることは子供じゃない。
Besides, haven't you noticed it? The thing that's gotten so big right under your butt a while ago.
知らないもん。何のことかしら。
I swayed my waist a bit to notify her of its existence. Kotori, I can't bear to wait until we're out of the bathtub. I conveyed my emotions as I kissed the back of her neck. A sweet sigh leaked from Kotori's lips.
こんなところでダメよ。
I pretended I didn't hear and continued to grope her breast. As soon as I loosened the knot in the towel, her modest chest was exposed.
葵くん。
If you don't drop the honorifics, I won't stop.
こんな時にずるい。
Didn't you do this a moment ago?
やっぱり恥ずかしいもん。
Then I won't stop. I said like a spoiled child and continued playing with Kotori's breasts. The towel had already dropped off, so I was touching her body directly. They're so soft. Under her clothes, they don't look that big, but when I'm touching them like this, they're actually a decent size. Kotori's breathing gradually got irregular. It sounded very sexy, and I got even more aroused. Kotori, you're so cute. I whispered from behind as I nibbled on her earlobe.
耳ゾクゾクするからダメ。
I nibbled on it and sucked it. I savored her ear to my heart's content. Alright, chill, brother. Her ears were bright red, either because of the heat or the embarrassment, or maybe because she's aroused. While I was at it, I kept fondling her breast with my palms.
だんだん触り方がいやらしくなっていくよ。
I thought this would please you.
私そんなエッチな子じゃないもん。
She said in protest, pretending to resist. But all she did was put up with my caressing. Shudder. When my finger touched the nipple of her breast, Koteri's shoulders shivered. I'd barely touched it, but it had already gotten hard.
そこ触っちゃダメ。
The stiffened nipple was especially sensitive. Just a light touch was enough to make Koteri's shoulders shake up and down. I continued caressing her breast with one hand while the other snuck down between her legs.
やだそこ。
Koteri was getting wet. I mean, like, you know, not to point out the obvious, but you are sitting in a bathtub. But I understand it's like a different thing, but, you know. I can even... Oh, well, there you go. I can tell even in the bath. There you are, Aoi the wet whisperer. Impressed with myself, I rubbed the slippery spot with my finger.
ダメだったら。
Though she said that, I felt like she didn't quite mean it. Or was it just my convenient interpretation? Koteri, you were looking forward to this too, weren't you?
それは
You're supposed to be
もう
later.
ちょっと後でだもん。明るいから恥ずかしい。
If she said she didn't want it, I would consider taking her out of the bath and into the bedroom. But if it was just embarrassment, she'll have to endure.
でもせっかくだから。
We might not get another chance like this. Koteri nodded with a deeply flushed face. I kissed on the neck while I continued fingering her vagina.
それゾクゾクする。
Koteri squirmed on my lap as her shoulders quivered. Looks like you're ready. Mind if I do it? Since it's been rubbing up against her butt for a while now, my penis got really hard. At this rate, I might come inside the bathtub. Koteri shyly cast her eyes down and nodded.
どうすればいいのかな。
Let's see. We probably could have done it in the position we were currently in, but I lifted Koteri's body up and shifted her position. Put your hands here.
わかった。
Koteri did as I said, putting her hands on the bathtub's edge.
これでいいのかな。
Yeah. Good old doggy style. Anyways. You know, I'm building up my collection. Yeah. I held her waist as I moved behind her. Koteri was quite nervous and she couldn't see what I was up to. Alright, I'm putting it in.
こんな格好で。
I placed the tip of my penis against Koteri's vaginal lips that were underwater, and then pushed my waist forward. Oh, fucking bad, you know, this is gonna be a bitch. My penis spread and penetrated her vagina, and Koteri squirmed uncomfortably, splashing the water around. Kuh, it's in.
暑いよ。お腹の中が暑いの。
Koteri frowned yearningly. Unlike the first time, my penis went all the way in quite easily. Koteri didn't seem to be in pain either. I lifted up Koteri's slender waist and started moving slowly. Damn, it feels so good. That might be because I had to endure for so long while sitting underneath her, but even though we just started, I already felt like I was about to come. Endure. What was I supposed to do at the like this? What? What was I supposed to do at the like this? What was I supposed to do at a time like this, is what I'm assuming it meant. Was it thinking about mathematical formulas? I desperately tried to think about irrelevant stuff to divert my mind. I managed to last a bit longer thanks to that. When I was moving, Kotori was letting out lustful sighs.
なんでどうしてこの前はこんなんじゃなかったのになんか変だよ私の体
Does it feel better than the first time?
変なのお腹の中が熱くってしびれてるみたいになっててすごく気持ちいいのどうしておかしくなっちゃったのかな
Your body's asking to get used, is starting to get used to it, bit by bit. I don't think it's anything strange.
そういうものなんだ
I mean, that's what I was saying, because obviously she was a virgin before, so I think it's safe to assume, I kind of forget exactly what happened in that scene, but, with the hymen there and all. Kotori twisted her body, splashing water everywhere. Then will you be okay if I do it a bit harder than last time?
多分
If it hurts or feels uncomfortable, tell me right away.
分かった
Allured by Kotori's butt cheeks, I started pushing my penis a little harder. Splash! The water rocked about.
チューって響いてくるの葵くんのことすごく感じる
I still wasn't moving my hips all that hard. Kotori's body was shaking and splashing the water so much that it felt like we were having very intense sex. That's what I was about to say, like, in this kind of position where they're, like, half in the water, I feel like that'd be getting water everywhere, dude.
お腹の裏側ずれてそこなんかすごいこの間のと全然違う
She felt it so much that she bent backwards. Her reaction excited me a lot. I started pushing my penis even deeper. Your butt is so cute. Okay, buddy. Her butt cheeks, half submerged in the water, were extremely sexy.
いや恥ずかしいから見ないで
Kotori shook her butt and tried to hide it under water, but that made her look even more lascivious. I rocked my hips while enjoying that spectacle. In this position, I can get really deep into her. As I plunged my penis deep inside, I felt the tip hit something. I think I might have reached the entrance to her womb.
葵くんのがお腹の中で引っかかってそれに奥のところツンってされて
I'm not sure if she did this consciously, but she started shaking her hips clumsily. Her movement matched mine, and we felt an even greater pleasure. This is bad. The hot and soft walls of her vagina wrapped up my penis tightly and stimulated it intensely. If I'm not careful, I could come at any moment. Endurance! Endurance! We finally had sex for the second time, so I didn't want it to end so quickly. I wanted to remain connected with Kotori longer. I moved my hips while I tried to think of the glider's load capacity, its lift coefficient, and other things.
ダメそんなに強くしちゃ声出ちゃう
And that's fine. After all, there's nobody else here today.
でも
Oh yeah, no, this is
すごく声
This is probably very loud. Kotori's captivating heavy breathing was echoing in the bathroom, so I heard it much better than usual.
恥ずかしいもん
Don't worry, only I can hear it.
葵くんにエッチな子だって思われる
I won't, so please let me hear more.
葵くんが変態みたいなこと言うよ
Who are you calling a pervert? It's because your voice is so cute. I want to hear it more.
本当かしら
Kozuri turned her head and glared at me. That pouting face with teary eyes. It's so cute too. I gripped Kozuri's butt tightly and started thrusting my hips a little harder.
そんな風にしたら奥まで響くから声出ちゃう。
I can say my strategy to make her moan more was a success. Will you find if I go harder? It wouldn't hurt?
痛くない。多分気持ちいい。
In other words, you want me to thrust even harder, right? I said, slightly teasing. But she honestly nodded. Since she responded like this, I have to meet her expectations. I started thrusting my penis even harder like I said I would. The water splashed all over the place. Slam!
すごいの。葵くん。葵のすごく大きくってお腹いっぱいなの。
Kozuri uttered with her cheeks pressed against the edge of the bathtub.
どうしよう。気持ちよくて変になっちゃう。こんなのダメだよ。なんかいけない感じするもん。
She said with intoxicated eyes.
こんなのまた思い出しちゃうよ。
Recalling what as well?
この間の初めての時のこと忘れられなくて時々思い出してたの。
Wait, does that mean you've been masturbating secretly? No way she doesn't know what masturbating is, come on.
何？
No, never mind. There's no need to tell her about it, I guess.
思い出すとね、すごく切なくなっちゃうの。葵くんはそんなことない？
It does, I guess.
そういう時
Excuse me.
どうしてた？
When it comes to guys, look, we have a way to deal with it.
処理方法？
It appears she doesn't know this either. No, never mind. Forget about it. Perhaps her knowledge in this department's actually quite lacking compared to other girls her age. The morning after we had sex for the first time, she even used her mouth, so I thought she knew more. I was about to say the same exact thing. Like, she's giving this dude a morning blowjob but doesn't know what masturbation is. And what am I doing with this innocent girl in the bathtub? When I thought that, I got even more aroused. Oh. I gently caressed Kotori's exposed back. Kotori's back is beautiful. There's no excessive flesh at all, just slender, beautiful curves. Her back was dyed scarlet by heat and pleasure, covered by her wet black hair. It was exceptionally captivating. Entrusting myself to the arousal, I pushed myself deep inside Kotori. Her body, floating in hot water, shook from my thrusts. Kotori, with her hands busy keeping her upper body from sinking, was completely at my mercy. Meanwhile, she got even more aroused and started breathing faster. Ugh, I'm at my limit. I'm gonna bust. I wanted to endure it and remain connected for longer. However, the desire to climax became stronger. I've lasted long enough. I want to release all of it right away. So caving into my desires, I vigorously thrust my hips. I'm gonna have some little baby Aois and baby Kotoris running around. Sorry, Kotori. I can't wait anymore. Getting called by name was the trigger. I abandoned all reason and gave in to my desires. I'm coming! At that moment, I pulled my penis out of Kotori. Gush gush. Kotori also gave out a half-broken moan as she climaxed. I spilled my semen all over her back. Gush gush, splash splash. A huge amount of cloudy liquid shot out and rained onto Kotori's pink back. I stroked my penis with my hand and it kept ejaculating. Damn, brother! Semen that kept coming out semen that kept coming out fell in Kotori's round butt and slid down the slippery surface. Turning out the very last drops, I rubbed it against Kotori's butt. The last drop streamed down to her vagina. Sensing that the ejaculation had finally finished, Kotori's body went limp from exhaustion. She was twitching, half submerged in the water. My semen gathered on the curves of her back. Yeah, it's over. I laid myself down in the water. It felt incredibly good. Kotori was trying to catch her breath. I moved my arm to embrace her and she leaned on me. Time to take another bath, I guess. You're finally calling me without honorifics. I chuckled, then kissed her. As I did that, she clung to me, then entwined my tongue with hers. Damn, that was loud. Kotori?
体が熱くてやらしいのが止まらないの。どうしよう、おかしくなっちゃったのかも。
She said as she impatiently brushed her naked body against mine. Looks like you haven't had enough.
わかんない。
Blushing from embarrassment, she didn't know what to do, so she just clung to me. She was so cute. My penis, that had gotten completely erect again, was poking Kotori's abdomen. I'm not satisfied after just one time either. I said, bringing my face close to hers, and she shyly averted her eyes. Please not around too. Please, please. Think about me having to edit this shit and censor it, please. Why not just do it again?
そっか、1回しかしちゃいけないってわけじゃないんだ。
When Kotori realized that there's no such rule, she straddled me. Since we're in the water, she can move well enough to do that. Stay still. I ran my erect penis against Kotori's crotch. Now, just sit down like that, slowly.
わかった。
She slowly lowered her waist like I told her. Slam! She's still got our cum on her back. Slip. Kotori's vagina was already completely soaked, so it easily accepted my penis. She probably still remembered the pain she felt when she did it the first time. She was surprised by the change in her body. Can you move yourself? She said, and she clumsily started moving her hips up and down. She put her arm around my head and used it to support her body. Splash, splash. Kotori's butt, moving up and down, created waves in the bathtub. No, I'm fine. To help with Kotori moving her hips, I placed my hands on her butt and pulled lightly. Oh, so your butt is that sensitive. I said with admiration and massaged her butt. She protested, but she continued shaking her hips. Her movements got stronger than before, and the waves on the water's surface became taller. Thank you for the close-up. That was very necessary. Seems like she'd found a sensitive part inside herself and took her hips to rub my thing against it. She likes that part a lot. Okay then. I pushed my hips up, stimulating that spot. That's why I did it. Now that I've came once before, I'm already more composed than before. While observing Kotori's reactions, I try to move in a way that would make her feel the most pleasure. I did as she said and slowed down. I moved my penis in and out slowly, rubbing the insides of Kozuri's vagina.
青いのが中で引っかかってる。そこ、引っかくのラメ。
Let me check something real quick. There was a typo. Well, we just had a typo there. I feel like there's a typo somewhere else. It's probably a while away though. Anyways, my point being, I feel like there's been a lot of typos in this whole scene. So, whoever was translating this got a little bit distracted. It seems the tip of my penis caught inside her. It's a sensitive part for me too, so rubbing it feels good.
ねえ、葵は動かないでじっとしてて。
You don't like it? Kozuri shook her head.
私が葵のこと気持ちよくしてあげるの。
She said, and she started moving her hips again. Her movements were clumsy, but she put a lot of effort into them.
どう？気持ちいい？
Yes, it's good. When you're twisting like this, it's electrifying.
これがいいんだ。
She happily continued. Oh, fuck.
気持ちよすぎ。
No, wait. It feels too good now.
切るとダメなの？
I'd come right away again.
何回出してくれても私は構わないわよ。
I can't do it over and over again.
そういうものなんだ。
She said in admiration. It seems she made a mental note of it.
じゃあ一回ずつをしっかり味わわないといけないのね。
Hey, do you realize just how perverted that sounded? Seems she realized only after I told her. She followed through in silence. Just like she said, she slowed down her movements so we could enjoy it as much as possible. Her cute butt was moving in and out of the water. I did as I was told and stopped moving my hips. Instead, I made use of my hands. I slid my palm into the opening between our clinging bodies.
こら、どこ触ってるのよ。
Where? Well, the breasts?
許可なくそんなとこ触るのはいけないことなんだからね。
You're doing something even more lewd with your lower body, though. Unconcerned, I kept fiddling with her cute breasts in my palms. The breasts are cute.
どうせちっちゃいですよだ。
It's just the right size, though. I said as I fondled them more.
触られてると下の方まで敏感になるよ。
Kozuri's upper body stiffened and trembled slightly. Then how about this? I took Kozuri's nipples between my fingers and pinched them while I was fondling her.
それ禁止。気持ちよくておかしくなっちゃうから。
Then what if I do this? This time, I slightly scratched them with the tip of my fingernail.
ダメって言ってるのに。葵ってやっぱり意地悪だよ。
She lamented, but she didn't stop her hips. Quite the opposite, actually. She got used to it, so her movements were gradually getting a lot more intense.
頭がぼーっとする。何も考えらんない。
Kozuri looked up at the ceiling ecstatically. And while she was moving her hips, she also rubbed her naked upper body against mine, paying it no mind. Her stiffened nipples were brushing against my chest. Even though I intended to stay composed, I felt the rising urge to come once again. I grasped onto Kozuri's butt tightly and pulled it strongly. That didn't sound like you were against it, you know. She said with an entranced voice. I wanted to make her feel even better, so I pushed my waist up. She Kotori clung to me and frantically moved her hips while pressing her breasts to my chest. I could feel her stiff nipples.
その浅いところこすられるのいい
Here? Oh, it feels good for me too. I strongly rubbed the spot near her vaginal opening. While I was doing that, sometimes I penetrated her deeply and then pulled out again. Our movements were perfectly matched. It felt several times better than when I was moving by myself.
もっとしておい強くおいが気持ちいいようにして
I embraced Kotori closely. Our bodies couldn't have been any closer. I want to feel you more.
私も葵のこと感じたいの
Splashing sounds echoed in the bathroom. It was proof of how intense our movements were. I'm sure that when I come to my senses and think back on it, I'll be really embarrassed. But right now, even that sound was sending waves of excitement through my body. I'm about to come again. Jesus Christ, okay. Our senses were synchronized. Even without telling each other, we knew we were both approaching climax. We moved towards that end as she was continued rubbing against each other. Oh, inside this time, huh? Suddenly, Kotori clung in with all her might and her body froze stiff. At the same time, gush, gush, gush. I reached my climax. I strongly pulled her butt and poured my semen into her. Twitch, twitch. Kotori's entire body trembled from that sensation. The intense tightening of her vagina urged me to ejaculate again. Gush, gush.
葵の精液が入ってくるよ
Kotori murmured in ecstasy. As I shivered from the pleasure of climaxing, I embraced her body tightly. Kotori! Kotori dropped her waist, swallowing my penis that kept ejaculating into her deepest part. The semen poured right into her. Damn! Alright, Kotori. Despite what you're saying, you are freaky. When Kotori slowly lifted her waist a little, drip, the semen overflowed from her vagina and floated to the surface of the water. Kotori's definitely the type of girl to leg lock. Absolutely. Kotori gradually got all limp and leaned her whole body weight on me.
気持ちよかったね
Yeah. We murmured to one another absent-mindedly, and then our lips met in a kiss. I stayed connected with Kotori like this for a while, embracing her body lovingly.
なんか
And then we're just, here's us and Yoru.
そうねただでさえ無駄に広いのに人もぐら先輩たちが引退し
Excuse
ちゃ
me,
った
but
ら
there's a full glider in
こ
the
のまま
background
なの
there.
かなでしょうねけど元に戻るだけ
Excuse
よ
me.
あの人たちが来る以前になんでだろう先輩たちがいてグライダーがあるのが当然みたいに思えちゃうんだよねここがもともと飛行機用のドックだったからじゃないそうなのかななんだか寂しいよヨルちゃんせっかく楽しいことが始まってたのにほんと勝手な人たちよね私たちの気持ちももう少し考えてほしいものだわ
Like I figured, she... Asa was definitely just bandwagoning off of us when we were saying we would just quit.
私たち言い間違えただけ姉さんの気持ちすごい言い間違いだね一文字も合ってないよ
That's a huge slip.
明日あのすごい子も来るかなさあ 確率的にはこの3日くらいが一番ありそうだったけど。緊張してきた。だからっておやつ食べ過ぎ。私の分残しておいてね。食べてないと落ち着かないんだもん。まったく。そういう夜ちゃんはなんで掃除してるの？別にみんな物を出しっぱなしにしてるから。何かしらこれ。ロープ
？rattle rattle。
あ、いたいた。おーい、朝ちゃん、夜ちゃん。アゲハ先輩、どうしたんですかこんな時間に。
Okay. Is Sayori here? Excuse me? Like
いやー、家に一人でいると落ち着かなくって。ほら、明日あたり来そうでしょ。それでトビウオ荘に行こうかと思ったんだけど、せっかく二人きりなのを邪魔しても悪いと思って。
Good call, Ageha. Good call.
ちょうど姉さんが寂しがってたところです。先輩、大歓迎です。ありがとう。はい、これ差し入れのイチゴ。はあ、イチゴだよ、ヨルちゃん。チュル。ヨルちゃん、それ何？そこの物置で見つけたんです。ロープみたいに見えるんですけど、ほら、ゴム？
A rubber
ゴ
cord.
ムの紐なんだ。何に使うものなのかと思って。なんだろう、何かをぶら下げてたのかな。ここにあるものだから飛行機に関係するものだと思うんですけど。
No idea. I mean, well, no, because that's like a tether. I was gonna say maybe it's like the pulley system that we use to launch the glider, but no, that is probably like a full-on, like metallically twined tether or something like that.
それよりイチゴ食べましょうよ。そうだね、食べよう食べよう。もらい物なんだけど、うちじゃ食べきれないから持ってきたんだ。今日はここで寝るんですか？うん、寝袋も持ってきたよ。もしかしたら
Hey,
今
that
夜
was
で終
sleep
わり
over
かも
without
しれ
us.
ないもんね。アゲハ先輩、本当にやめちゃうんですか？小鳥がやめるならね。小鳥先輩がいなくても続けられるじゃないですか。続けられるけど
It would just be meaningless.
続ける意味がないっていうか。アゲハ先輩はグライダーが好きじゃないんですか？好きだよ。小鳥や葵や朝ちゃんたちとやるならやっぱりグライダーがいいな。葵たちが飛んでるの見るの好きだから。アゲハ先輩って変わってますね。そう？なんで？普通は自分で飛びたがるものじゃないでしょうか。そうかもね。何度か葵に乗せてもらったけど気持ちいいよね。はい、気持ちいいです。でもまあそれが私の目的じゃないし、うまく言えないけど一番大事なのはそこじゃないの。
I mean, that makes sense. Really the only reason that Ageha even, because I mean, like when she first was helping us, she wasn't actually a part of the club. She was just kind of helping us when she had free time from the robotics club. So, but I think it was really only after she really made good friends with Kotori and Amane, well, eventually Amane, that she actually joined our club officially. So, I don't blame her though. I'd probably do the same thing. 小鳥先輩がいなく Like,
なっ
hey, if one of my friends is leaving,
その大
it's
事なも
just
のが
not
な
the
くなって
same,
しまうって
not
こと
the
です
same
か？
vibes, you know.
そういうこと。先輩たちはそんな風に思える大切な仲間なんだってことですよね。仲間か。去年の夏にガレージを取り壊されてから ほんと大変だったからね。あの時は悔しかったし、ほんと泣きそうだったけど、でも今思うとあれはあれで良かったのかなって思う。ただのクラブ活動以上のことができてるのは学校から外へ飛び出してったおかげだもん。
羨ましいです。
何言ってんの。朝ちゃんももうとっくに仲間じゃん。部外者とか言いながらいつも手伝ってくれてる夜ちゃんもね。ねえ夜ちゃん、さっきのロープ見せて。何に使うものか調べてみよう。
そうですね。今日はみんなで並んで寝ましょうね。川の字になって。
なんかキャンプに来たみたいだね。
That's kind of an odd comparison, isn't it? We'll look like the Roman numeral 3. Alright, back at the sex manor.
のぼせた。
Kothi was sitting in front of the electric fan in her underwear. Here, barley tea.
ありがとう。染み渡る。
I also poured my share into a glass and drank it in one go. Just a little longer and I would have dehydrated myself. While I was appreciating my drink, Kothi held her glass in both hands and face down with a blush.
すごいことをしちゃったね。
Yeah.
葵くんじゃないや。葵、すごいエッチだった。普段そんな風に全然見え
You
ない
know,
のに。
I will step up to Aoi's defense, right? I think in that situation, there is no scenario in which a guy wouldn't get those ideas and urges, okay? Like, I think any guy can agree to that. Is that so? Well, I guess you wouldn't like a guy who'd be perverted all the time, right?
絶対嫌。
Instant reply. Do you also hate it when I get dirty during those times? I asked, a little worried. Kothi gave it a quick thought and
刺激的。
she muttered a single word. I didn't fully understand, but it didn't seem like she disliked it. I gently brushed her hair. You're cute all the time, but when we're having sex, you're 150% more cute.
人、エッチ大好きみたいに言って。葵とだからよ。葵が私のことを求めてくれるのが嬉しいのであって、別にエッチなわけじゃないもん。そこんとこ勘違いしないでよね。
Swing. She pointed at me with her finger. I know. I love you, Kothi. I leaned over and embraced her tightly, then I kissed her.
エッチなのもいいけど、こういうのもいい。
Me too. We embraced softly. We were in a heartwarming, happy mood. Hey, wanna go out for a bit?
いいけど。
They really are like a fucking married couple already, aren't they? We put our clothes on and went outside. The light wind was refreshing. It was just the start of August, and yet the cicadas were already out and buzzing. I can't see anything, I said as I looked up at the sky. According to Amani-senpai's prediction, the probability should be the highest during these 3 days.
いよいよなのね。
Next to me, Kothi was also gazing up. Yeah, pretty soon. We were waiting for it the whole year.
私、飛びたい。モーニンググローリーを、雲の回廊を渡りたい。
Kothi said this like a prayer.
そうしたら、取り戻せる気がするの。未来が。
Future? Kothi nodded.
そう。未来。私がなくした一番大きなもの。もしモーニンググローリーを飛べれば取り戻せる気がするの。
It wasn't as if she thought God was beyond those clouds and would give it back to her. It was probably about the dignity that she'd lost, the very essence of the girl called Habane Kotori. I think what she wanted to regain was the faith that there's still a future ahead of her. That's why I said, yeah, you'll get it back. Kotari grasped my hand slightly.
一人じゃ不安だけど、葵といると勇気が湧いてくる。そばにいてくれてありがとう。
I squeezed Kotari's hand in return. You'll fly. Definitely. We both looked at the same place, straight up at the highest point of the sky. We're gonna go ahead and end it off there. Not a 2-hour episode, I know, I'm sorry.
タイトル
I just think that's a pretty good stopping point. Although admittedly, this entire episode was, well, not the entire, but definitely well over half of it just about was, hot and bothered. But, yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to really truck through these games here, especially because, at least for this game here, I assume we're about to approach a pretty important point in it, obviously, with actually completing the Morning Glory, or flying over the Morning Glory. And then it'll obviously be a whole thing where we have to reconcile with Kotari's parents and sister, and then if she's gonna leave the club or stay, and yada yada yada. And there's probably gonna be a little bit after that. And then obviously there's still Flight Diary that we have to get to as well. Which I think... I don't know exactly how that fits into this game. I don't know. I think it's like a direct sequel, I'd imagine. I do know that it's like a fan game, though, as far as I understand it. But I think that one is a little bit more focused on, like... I honestly have no fucking clue. I'd have to do a lot more research into it. But some steamy stuff happened in this episode. Again, I think I pretty much said what I had to say. We're about to get this Morning Glory deal kind of wrapped up out of the way. We're gonna have to see what Ageha's gonna do with that piece of rope. I have no idea what that's supposed to be for. And then we'll probably have to, go on full alert and get this thing done. So, that's going to be it for me from this time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. And tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can be notified when one of those videos comes out. Anyways, so that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.